Hello, my name is Joel Matthias, and in this video I'm going to demonstrate how to install the MuseScore music theory plugins, particularly the SATB and modal counterpoint plugins that I've created so that you can use them on your own computer. First you will need MuseScore, of course, installed, and I'm going to walk through the process of installing the plugins. So the plugins, you may have a link. If you are in my class, you will see a link on Canvas for these. They are found at github.com/jwmatthias. And I'll just go right to that home page. And the MuseScore Theory plugins. And now if I look over here on the right, you can see releases. And the latest version that I've created is called the Kernberger release. It's just named for a music theorist who started using Roman numerals for the first time, because this particular version of the SATB plugin uses Roman numerals as part of its checking. So I'm going to click here on this zip file, MuseScore Theory Plugins Release.zip. And it downloaded. Now if you are on a Mac computer, then the process of clicking on that right there from, I'm in Canvas, but whatever browser, should automatically have unzipped it. Windows has this extra little step of extracting. I'm going to click Extract All. And that's going to open up a folder that has all of these. If I open this up, I've got a folder of examples, and I've got a folder of plugin files, and a README with a little bit of additional information. Inside the plugin files folder, you see all of these files marked QML. That's the plugin file itself. They are safe to install. You can tell because they're just text. You can open any of these up in a text document and read and see exactly what I'm doing in all of these, and there's nothing there that says steal your private information and sell it to the Russians or anything. Maybe the text is a little bit hard to read because it is JavaScript code, but part of the point of having a plugin in which the text is available is so that you can know that it's safe for you to install on your computer. Now what I like to do is to create another window. So I'm going to go open new window. I'm going to have it side by side with my plugins file thing. And I'm going to go to my documents folder. I've got a lot in my work computer here. Whether you are on Mac or PC, you should have a documents folder, and inside it is a folder called MuseScore 3. And inside that should be a folder called plugins. I've got some old things in there. I'm going to delete those. And I'm just going to take everything from this folder and drag it over to that folder. So I'm taking it from my plugins files folder that you just downloaded and unzipped and moving it into your MuseScore plugins folder. You could pick and choose. You don't need all of these, but there's no harm in grabbing them all. And that's it. Now we can open MuseScore. I have version 3.5. This is my work computer. The brand new version, which is 3.6, this works exactly the same. I have no score open right now. You might have to close out the Start Center, the Template Creator, all that stuff. Just get to a blank view. And I'm going to go to the Plugin Manager. This is where you activate it. So you did install those, so now you should see these, all of the new things that you added listed here. The ones that I've created are the chord checker, the interval checker, there's an interval exercise maker and checker, the modal species plugins. You don't have to enable all of these, but you will probably need at least some of them. I'm just going to enable them all because this is my work computer. The SATB checker is the newest one, and this is the one we'll be using for my classes right now. And you can just hit OK. Personally, I will take this chance right now to set a shortcut for the SATB checker. This is totally optional, but it'll only take me a moment. I'm going to define a shortcut, and I like to use Alt-L. And now I should be able to run that one from a shortcut. Now you should see under plugins, proofreading, all of these plugins listed. I also added my exercise ones. I could create interval exercises, things like that. Why don't I open an example file now? This was downloads, theory plugins. Open the examples, and why don't I do the complex SATB example. Here it is. I could select part of it, but if I don't select anything, it'll use it all. And I will go to proofreading. This is SATB. Check it, and look, I got some color coding and a comment on there. It's working exactly as it should. If I want to get rid of this and the color coding, I just have to undo. Let me open another example one that has more errors. Oh, that's right. Ignore that. I wrote that with the new version, but everything will work the same. So here is a tonal SATB version. It is in a minor key. If I run the plugin on it, you're going to find a bunch of errors. Tells you that we didn't raise the tone. Oh, how could you not raise the leading tone? And because the leading tone isn't raised, it sees this as missing the third of the chord. Missing third. I mean, the third is there, but it's wrong, so it says it's missing. You need to raise the leading tone in the bass. Says it's missing the third. This particular chord does not have a third in it. We've got some parallel fifths between the bass and alto, color-coded. A wrong note in the alto that needs to be corrected. So let me see. Let me undo this. Let me fix all of these times that I didn't raise the leading tone. I've got a 5 chord. It is a capital. It should be an E sharp. Same with Well, I fixed those. Let's run the plugin again. I'm going to use my shortcut. I said Alt-L, and I did it. It said, oh, well, I've got parallel fifths, wrong note in the alto, missing the 7th. Interesting. Well, I've got the 7th. This is a 2 chord. We're in a key of F sharp minor. That should be a G sharp diminished. We've got G sharp, B, D, and our problem, this is a fully diminished chord. So that should be an F natural. The good news is that fixing that note also fixed my parallel fifths, because we're going E to F, A to B, so we're going from a perfect fifth to a diminished fifth. Not the greatest, but it is definitely not an error, especially in an inner voice. And so now, well, we have this problem with this chord. Maybe I can fix that. The dominant seventh of the dominant chords, this is a tendency tone problem, usually resolves down by step, and it just happens to be missing the third. In fact, this voice, 7th of the 5/7, should go down to A. With that, and then we've got this problem with missing the third. Maybe I will just do that, so that we get our third in there. Wrong note. What am I doing wrong? Wrong note in tenor. Uh-oh. Oh. Something is funky here. This is great. Look at the Roman numeral. We have a capital 1. Even though we are in a minor key, this is a major 1 chord at the end. We may not do that in earlier theory. This is an advanced theory idea, but relatively advanced. But we switched to major there. Borrow from the major key, and so we'd have to actually make that an F sharp. I don't know if that's yet. Great job, no errors found. Well, in fact, there is still an error. The bass is walking up D sharp, E sharp to F, and the alto is also going to E sharp to F. The plugin does not catch the error. reverse parallel octaves. And unfortunately, it is never going to. Non-chord tones, tones that occur outside of a four-voice verticality are just ignored. That is so that we can be as flexible as possible with reading the four voices, so they can be arranged in multiple different ways, but it means that this does not get caught. And what it means is that you have to be personally diligent about that doesn't happen. I'll just make that a half note. That fixes our problem. I don't see a parallel here. We have a parallel descending fourth in the alto, but that's not a problem. Now, no errors, and this should sound pretty good. Well, that's it. If you have any questions, please feel free to contact me through my website or file an issue on GitHub. I hope this is helpful. Thank you.